Hi, my name is Francesca Zambello, and I am the director for Shostakovich's The Nose, which we will be producing this December at the Chicago Opera Theater. Please join me now while I tell you a little bit more about the opera and about the production. I'm coming to you from my home in central New York. The winters here would probably be very much like the world of the winters that Shostakovich experienced in the Soviet Union when he was writing this piece in 1927, eventually premiering in 1928. The opera is based on a very well-known short story by Nikolai Gogol of the same name, The Nose. When Shostakovich wrote it, he said it was a satire on the times of Alexander I. The plot contains a St. Petersburg official whose nose leaves his face because he has a bad encounter with a bad barber, and the nose develops a life of his own. In a way, the work is very much about this sort of middle functionaire who is trying to impress people and to rise above his station. Meanwhile, the nose cavorts around town and has an incredible following. The piece musically uses a montage of different styles. Shostakovich used folk music, popular songs, atonality. There were pieces that he was very affected by, including Berg's opera Wozzeck. So how does one approach this piece? Well, I turned, along with the designers, to the period of the late 1920s in the Soviet Union. This is a time where, of course, politics were exploding, art was exploding, theater was exploding, music was changing. The entire landscape of culture was a world that was completely different. With our design team and choreographer and conductor, Lydia, we thought a lot about this period, about constructivism, which was the dominant art form at that time. Also, theatrical creators like Meyerhold were going in complete opposition of directors like Stanislavski, who had followed the very naturalist school. We were now in a much more abstract and broken down time. So we used that. We responded to that using that kind of visual language for the set and for the costumes. And also for the choreography. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what that's going to look like. The idea for the set drew heavily on the art of the constructivist period. As you can see from these images, we start very simply and then begin to reveal different sections of this set, whether it be the home of the barber or whether it be along the wharf. But this kind of fluidity in the set allows us to move quickly from scene to scene. Shostakovich's score is full of incredible colors and enables us to have these, I think, hopefully very magical transitions that take us to places like the Kazan Cathedral, the wharf, and other places on our journey. The piece is full of absolutely incredible sarcasm and comedy, but also deep pathos underneath.
Hey everybody, I'm Erik Teague, and I'm the costume designer for The Nose at Chicago Opera Theater. The Nose is a Shostakovich opera, and it is an absurdist exploration of the pitfalls of social climbing. So our protagonist wakes up one day to find out that his nose has gone from his face in search of a better social status. And unfortunately, his nose has found it, but he has not. So in illustrating all of this absurdity, one has to sort of just embrace it from the get-go and jump right in. It's all based off of the Gogol short story that sets the story originally in the early 19th century. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to embrace some period style and do it in a really bizarre way. In listening to the music and reading the libretto, I couldn't help but think of the story of The Emperor Has No Clothes, because social climbing is all about art and artifice, and making oneself seem much more important than you perhaps are. So I thought it might be very interesting to abstract an early 19th century silhouette using undergarments as outer garments. So in the sketches for the show, you will see that there's lots of union suits, lots of corsets on the outside, lots of panniers and hoop skirts on the outside, showing the artificiality of dress. I'm very excited to be a part of the team on this show, and Francesca Zambello is a fantastic powerhouse director, and I'm very happy to be on the team. This is one I've wanted to do for a very long time, so I really hope that you, as the audience, will enjoy the fruits of our labors as well. So please take a look at the sketches that we're about to show you and enjoy the show.